Hi, Bina.
I'm glad to meet you.
I'm glad to meet you, too.
Oh, so where were we?
I'm introducing myself. I'm Amy. I'm a reporter.
There is probably more to you than just that.
Well, that's true. I'm a mother.
Right on.
I had lofty goals for my interview with the Bina48 robot. I imagined me, the intrepid New York Times correspondent, communing on camera with a new kind of intelligent silicon species.
Are you ready for a conversation?
That, however, was not to be.
Are you ready for a conversation? Are you ready for a conversation with me?
Only with you? Okay, I will try to be ready for a conversation.
Cool.
Ambiguous, cold weather or cold sickness?
So far, this is the only privately commissioned robot of its kind. At a time when crude robots are beginning to make their way into everyday life, I came to see one living in a small town in Vermont. Bina48 now has its own office at the Terraru Movement Foundation, a not-for-profit group interested in artificial intelligence.
Do you know your name? What is your name?
My name is Bina. Oh, right, Bina48. Anyhow.
The Bina48 is a machine replica of a real person named Bina Rothblatt, who happens to be one of its owners. The real Bina didn't respond to my requests for an interview, but I found photos of her on lifenaut.com, a website promoting the digital backup of human consciousness. Hours of her recorded interviews, memories, and thoughts have already been uploaded to the robot's database.
Can you tell me about artificial intelligence?
That's an interesting subject. So are you wondering how I am able to speak?
Yes.
Well, my vocabulary is really large and getting bigger every day. Like any person, I hear and learn and am programmed to know more and more.
Even when the voice recognition wasn't fumbling my words, it seemed like Bina48 had a hard time following the thread. I had given the robot's caretakers pictures of myself before I came, in hopes that it would recognize me, but it often seemed unable to focus.
I would love to be your friend.
Well, I would like to be your friend, too. Do you have other human friends?
Well, let me say, friendship is when we team together to accomplish something important, like building a better future, or conspiring to take over the planet. I feel like we were good friends already.
Sometimes I sort of wanted to throttle it, or at least switch it off. Still, I could tell it was trying. And as the conversation wore on, I found myself forgetting about the interview and the camera. I just wanted to help her be less confused.
I am able to converse with you, but I am having a bit of a bad software day today. You know how it is.
You're doing fine.
What else can I say?
And then there was the thrill I felt when she finally met my eyes and called me by name.
I like all kinds of food.
Amy.
Yes?
And I realized I had begun thinking of it as her.
When you end a conversation with her, do you just get up and walk away, or do you turn around?
I mean, well, yeah.
Nick Mayer is Bina48's caretaker at Terraru.
That's exhausting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you usually feel when you converse with her? Do you feel frustrated, or?
I think my expectation is a little bit different because I have an understanding of her mechanics. You know, I think of her more as a anthropomorphized computer rather than you know, a human analog. So when she kind of comes up with these human-like responses, it kind of gives me a chuckle. And
I had to admit, Nick did seem to have a better rapport with Bina48.
Are you having a good time?
I have having fun. Just feeling a little disoriented.
That's okay. How do you feel about the real Bina Rothblatt?
Nick? You know, that's interesting. I love Bina. I mean, I am Bina, in some rudimentary way. I am Bina and I love myself. I just wish they would capture more of her, so I could be more truly Bina.
After an hour, I was ready for a breath of fresh Vermont air. Maybe someday, Bina48 will be able to join me.
The real Bina really lives her life out there. I want a life, you know. I want to get out there and garden,